guys, it's Leanne. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. Before we start, can I just please remind everyone to like, comment and subscribe, and also if you'd like to, I'll leave my Instagram down below, give me a follow. So today's look, as you can probably tell by the title, is a full face of Fenty Beauty makeup products. Now, Fenty Beauty is literally one of my favourite brands. There's so many reasons, but the main ones being that the brand's cruelty free and also she's so inclusive of all skin tones. There's literally a foundation for almost every shade. If you want to see how to achieve this look using all Fenty Beauty products, then keep on watching. So to start off this tutorial, I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP in the shade medium brown. So on one end of the pencil, it's got like a little brush, which is quite unique. I've not seen that on other brow products. And then on the other end, it's just a twist up pencil. As you might notice, I've put a bit of sellotape underneath just to give this sharp wing effect. So I'm going to be brushing the hairs up. I'm going to be going underneath. And then just that line underneath helps make the eyebrow look a lot more defined, and it's going to help me know where to put the concealer up to. So as I'm applying each little bit of pencil, I'm just continuing to brush it through the hairs. And if you notice, I'm actually following the direction that my own eyebrow hairs going. So when the eyebrow hairs are going this way on the arch, and then they sort of slant downwards, I'm just following the direction of my own natural hair. Now at the front of the brow, I'm just going to angle the pencil like this, so straight on, and then I'm just going to give the effect of hair strokes. So to prime this eye, I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 190. So I'm going to be taking the Zoeva 144 brush, and I'm just going to be patting this base down now. So I'm just going to carve out under the brow now, and I'm turning the brush on its side, and I'm letting the side of the brush do the work for me. So I'm just going to be taking a fluffier brush now, and I'm just going to be buffing the concealer over the nose, a little bit under the eye as well, because that will also act as a primer for when we do the under eye. Now Fenty do have an actual eyeshadow primer, but I'm just not a fan of eyeshadow bases. So I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Beauty Snap Shadows. Obviously, as you've just seen, they just come apart. So you line them up and then snap one side, snap the other, and then you've got your own little mini customised palette. They just literally fit in the palm of your hand. So they come with a little mirror, which is good, and I think the aim of these shadows was that you can do them on the go sort of thing. They're perfect for travelling. So number 3 is deep neutrals and number 4 is rose. So yeah, I'm going to be going in with shade number 4, rose, today. This is what the shadows look like, and there is some shimmers. So this one's a shimmer, this one and this one. So 3 mattes, 3 shimmers. I'm going to start this eyeshadow look by taking a Zoeva 230 Luxe pencil brush. I'm going to be going in with this colour, which is the darkest colour, and that is the shade Lil Miss. So initially I just done a sharp line to give that wings effect, just built this up, and I also just take it underneath, only halfway under the bottom lash line. So now I'm going to be taking the Morphe M433 brush. I'm going to be dipping into this shade. Now I'm just placing that colour down first, and I'm just taking it just slightly above my natural crease. So I'm going to be taking another Morphe brush now. This is the Morphe M518 brush, and I'm going to be using this shade. That shade is called Sleepover, and I'm going to be mixing this shade with Spice Trip, and then I'm just going to be blending away these edges. So I'm going to be going back into just the shade Sleepover now, and this is going to be the transition shade, the shade that makes all the other colours blend together basically. And I'm going to be blending this shade up to the eyebrow basically. So just keep going back in and building that colour up. So these shadows, they are actually quite easy to blend, and I do like the colours. I do think, you know, all of those colours, it's a good colour scheme, they do match. I will be taking a Morphe and Jeffree Star brush. This is the JS12 brush, and I'm just going to be dipping into Sleepover and Spice Trip again, and that's just to blend this harsh line out. So I'm just being very soft when I'm blending, guys. So I'm going to go back in, which is the Morphe M433, and I'm going to be taking the shade Lil Miss, and I'm just going to be packing that colour on again. I'm going to be building it up in the outer corner of the eye and sort of into the centre as well. Now, these shadows, they're not very pigmented. I don't know if that's just because I'm used to working with shadows like the James Charles palette and the Jaclyn Hill palette, but personally I don't really find these shades to be very pigmented. I really do have to dip my brush in like quite hard to get colour payoff. I suppose that could be good for beginners because not a lot of product goes on, therefore you don't have to do as much work to blend it away. So I'm just going back in with the shade Sleepover now to blend away these edges again. I'm going to be taking some of the P. Louise base to cut the crease, taking this in the shade Rumour 0.5. So even though I know that's not a Fenty product, it's just how I would always cut a crease, so hey ho. So I haven't used much of that because you really don't need to, because the more you take, the harder it is to blend away anyway. And I'm just taking this to where just above where my crease is. I'm just gonna blend over these edges. Just by taking a finger and patting over the edges, it will just make it so much easier to blend. So from a harsh pink to that bright cut crease base, it could be quite hard to blend. However, now that I've just put my finger over that, you can see the way it's gone like quite a light pink. I'm going to go back in with the shade Sleepover, and I'm going to be taking this again on a Morphe M518 brush. I'm just going to press this over the centre, which will set the base that we've just put down. So obviously, as you can see, we can just see that strong line there, which is not what we want to see. I'm going to go back in now with the shade Little Miss on the Morphe M433 brush, and I'm just going to deepen up the outer corner of the eye, and I am pressing some of that shade over where I've just put the lighter pink shade. I'm just going to tickle the edges of this away. I'm just going to take the shade Sleepover again. I'm going to take this shade called Sugar Shock. I'm just going to be putting this in the centre of the eye. So that actually does look quite pigmented really. I'll be taking a Zoeva 226 smudger brush and going in with the shade Sugar Shock again, up to the point of the cut crease. So I'm going to be taking on the inner corner and the remaining base, I'm going to be taking this shade, which is more of a glitter than a shimmer. This shade is called Diva Fever. So I'm just going to be taking that on my finger again. I'm just going to press this on the inner corner of the eye. So I'm going to be going back in with the Zoeva 234 brush. I'm just going to make sure it looks defined by using a brush. So my last little tip for making a cut crease look a little bit more defined would be to take a 317 wing liner brush by Zoeva, and I'm going to be dipping into the shade Spice Trip and Little Miss, and I'm just going to trace the original cut crease. So now I'm just going to be taking the Morphe Jeffree Star JS12 brush again, and I'm just going to be taking Spice Trip just to blend out this harsh line that we've just traced. And then lastly, I'm going to be using the Morphe M518 brush again, just going back in with the shade Sleepover. Just going to lightly dust over this edge, just to make sure that everything ties together. So yeah, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Mascara. I love the packaging on this brush as well. It's also flat on one side and then flat on another. I'm just going to be taking this to the roots of my eyelashes, and I'm just going to be wiggling the roots of my eyelashes. Now a good thing about this brush, if you use the flat side, so if you point it at an angle like this, you can actually get like the really small hairs on the inner corner of the eye, the ones that normally don't, you know, get much attention. It also like sort of curls your lashes, which I like the look of. And that's all I'll be doing today, is just the one coat, because I think sometimes if you do loads of coats, it can just look a bit spidery, can't it? So I'm going to be doing the underneath of the lash line now. So I'm going to be going back in with the shades Lil Miss, and I'm just going to be deepening up the outer corner. And then I'm going to be taking the Zoeva 226 smudger brush. I'm going to be taking this, which was called Sugar Shock. And I'm just going to be running this in the centre And I'm also going to be running it just along the whole of the waterline. Now lastly for the eyes, I'm going to be taking the 234 and I'm going to be taking the Diva Fever to go on the inner third of the eye, and that'll just make your eye look a bit bigger and a bit more open. So I'm just going to add lashes to this eye, whip off the sellotape, and then we're going to get started with the skin. So bottom mascara and also a bit of inner corner highlight, for which I'm going to be using Trophy Wife. So I'm just going to be taking a Zoeva 226 smudger brush, and I'm just placing that in the corner, and you really do just need a little bit, you don't need a lot. Also, I'm just going to run a little bit of that just under the arch of my eyebrow. This is the completed and finished look. But anyway, let's get into it. What that I would not recommend is the Fenty Beauty Snap Shadows. As much as I love the packaging, like allowing makeup people to just customise their own shadows, I think that is just like a brilliant concept. I literally half bought this palette just so I could do a review and just for the packaging. It's so unique, so creative, I've never seen anything like it before. But these shadows were £21 each. I just didn't expect them to be this small. In terms of like value, I don't think the value is worth it because of how small the product is. You only get 6 shades in each. And then obviously when I've used the product, even though I'm really happy with this eye look, I think the shadows are not very pigmented. You really do need to build them up. This is the number 3 one, by the way. So even though I think it is a good palette for every day, they are good for just travelling. They're easy to find, they clip together. You can create all types of combinations. You can use each palette. If you just bought one palette, then there's just not enough shades to do as much of a fine eye look that I would normally do. So this for me was just not really worth the money. So I do love them, I'm happy that I bought them, but in terms of the actual eyeshadow, I probably wouldn't recommend this. I definitely wouldn't use it on a client. So if you could please like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.